Okay everyone, it's that time of year. We're gonna be filing taxes in the next couple months here. So if you haven't already, jot down these very, very important dates. Number one, it's not an actual date. It kind of varies from year to year, but the IRS starts accepting federal tax returns as early as January. I want to say last year it was like mid-January that you could already submit things, because some companies are on it and they have all of their W2s and all these forms already sent out to everyone. So you could possibly file as early as mid-January. We'll see when they open it up this year. Number two, January 31st, 2024 is when your W2s are due to you. As an employee, you have to have your W2 postmarked or posted online or however you receive it by the 31st. This means that you might receive it actually after the 31st, but it has to be postmarked by that day. That means your employer has to drop it in the mail and the post office has to stamp it as January 31st, 2024. So if that's your company and they wait till last minute, you might get it in the first few days of February, but that is the official deadline for you to know. April 15th, 2024, the big tax deadline. That is tax day. That is when your taxes are due to be filed and the amounts that you need to pay are due. But there are exceptions. So you can file, this is the last day to file an extension. Let's say you didn't get all your proofs, or you just put it off and day after day, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's tax day. If you need an extension, that's the last day to file your extension, April 15th, 2024.
Write it down.
Otherwise, if you were filing before, then you need to file by that day or the extension by that day, and you need to pay your whatever's due that day. If you can't pay that day, that is also the deadline for you to submit an application to have some kind of payment plan in place, and that's going to be on the IRS website. I will put down all the links in the description. Fourth and last is the extension deadline, meaning if on April 15th you filed for an extension, or earlier than that, if you sometime during that window you filed for an extension, October 15th, 2024 is the extension deadline, meaning that is the latest you can submit your tax return for that 2023 year. That is a deadline. You have to have it in by that time. And those are the big four deadlines for most people. If you obviously are in a different situation, you're a business owner, you are self-employed, all these other exceptions, you have to look specifically at your situation and make sure that whatever you're doing, you're filing at the right time for your situation. But for most people filing regular taxes, those are the four deadlines to go by. Lastly, state taxes are a little bit different than federal taxes, and TurboTax and other providers let you file them together, but do know that states might have their own filing deadlines. So if you live in a state in the United States that does require you to file your taxes, make sure you know when that deadline is, whether it's before or after the federal deadlines. This is your last warning. Mark your calendars. Don't file late. I love y'all for making my extension video the biggest video on April 15th, but do not do that this year. Get ahead of the game, file your extension early, and make sure your taxes are done on time. Go look at my other videos so you can be fully prepared for this coming tax season. Good luck to all of you, and I'll see you in the next video.